Peavey T-40. This spaceship of a bass apparently can sound like any of the basses out there. Rickenbacker, Music Man, Gibson Thunderbird, Beetle bass, and so on. Unfortunately, I don't have many of those basses, but I do have a P bass, and apparently it can do a pretty good P bass. So how does it compare? In this video, we're going to find out. I have a 1978 Peavey T-40 and a 1989 Fender American Vintage 62 Precision Reissue, and we're gonna do an A/B test and see how they compare. Both basses have the same Ernie Ball flats on them, same gauge, about the same age, and I am using the same exact settings on my DAW and the recording path, the cable, everything's the same. And in the first part, we're gonna just do a blind test. I'm gonna play a scale, play a riff, and then play a snippet in the mix. And I'm not gonna be showing you the bass I'm playing. You get to pick which one you prefer so that your eyes aren't fooling you and that your ears are doing the work. If you don't wanna do the blind test, feel free to skip ahead and watch with the video on. For those of you that wanna do the experiment blindly, let's get into it. Okay, yeah, that was the blind test portion, and I really wish I could do it. I just know the sound of my basses that I would instantly be able to pick out, because I know I've played, like, the T40 is the oldest over there. The T40 is my first bass that I actually got, and so I know the tone of it. I just, I've spent a lot of time playing on it. But I want to hear from you. Can you drop in the comments kind of what you preferred, and also maybe what you preferred for what style, right? Whether it's with the thumb, whether it's the pick, and also maybe you had a preference of how something sounded by itself versus how it sounded in the mix, because arguably how it sounds in the mix matters more than just how it sounds by itself. And ultimately, that is the ultimate test, is how does it sit in the mix? How does it sound when you're playing live? Because I've played guitars and basses that sound great by itself, and then when you try to put it in the mix and you try to play with a band, it doesn't work, right? And so I want to hear from you. There's also a poll that I have if you go to my channel, go to the community tab, there's a poll where you can kind of pick your favorites, and you can also add comments there as well. But I really want to hear from you or have that conversation and see what you prefer. Were you fooled, A versus B? Did you pick the P bass? Did you actually pick the T40? And now let's go into the video portion where you can see which bass is which. Have an epic battle between the T40 and the P bass, a battle that I don't know if anybody asked for, but I was surprised that there wasn't something like this already out on YouTube, because there's a lot of videos about the T40 that I've seen. There's a lot more about the P bass, of course, but the T40 is definitely one of these kind of, I think, hidden gems. And I honestly kind of prefer the T40. And I think it's because it is the first bass I got, and I just know the tone, and I've spent a lot of hours with that bass specifically. So my ear is naturally kind of, I guess, drawn to it. And I think it sits in the mix really, really well. I mean, both sit in the mix really well, I think, but my ear does tend to prefer the T40 because of, I think, just the time I put into it. And so my ears are like drawn to it. What do you think though? What bass do you think wins this face off. Is it close enough to kind of pass as a P bass? I want to hear from you. I have a poll. If you go to my community tab or just click the link in the description, you'll go to the poll and you'll get to see what other people think as well. Like, what do other viewers prefer? If you like this type of content, I have a video that I'm planning just to do a demo of the T40. Like I said, it's the oldest bass that I have and the first bass I bought, and I want to just do a demo with that shows all the different tones that you can get out of one bass. So this is a PB62 American Vintage reissue. I have a Japanese made PB62 as well, so I want to compare those two. I have a lot more content like that I'm planning and working on. All that to say, I don't know, maybe kind of terrible take, but I don't know. I think I prefer the T40. But as the P bass is fairly new. I've only had it for about a month, and so I'm sure my ear will adjust. So, all right, see you in another video.